The last lesson we saw on Boris Continuum Complete, Flicker Fixer, and GenArt Sapphire debanding was very detailed and clearly involves a lot of effort to wind up fixing a clip which has got a lot of problems on it. So on this lesson, I decided that we're going to do something which is going to be a little shorter lesson and is going to be a lot of fun. You're really going to wind up liking this. And we are going to look at a tool, once again, from GenArt Software, from their package, Sapphire Edge, which is film styles. And these are basically about 150 pre-programmed looks to your film to be able to apply different colorization schemes to your film relatively quickly on the fly. So in this lesson, let's go ahead and go to film, and we're going to go to lesson 6. And on lesson 6, I have the lesson 2 film in there, and that was some of the prior film that we had rendered. So what you're going to do is go into wherever you downloaded your directories to of the lesson film, and in my case I have it on the D lesson assets, and in lesson set 3 is where I have lesson 2 film, and just drag it into the asset plane as we've done and seen many times. Once again, under my lesson 6 I have my lesson 2 film, and I've already brought it into my sequence. And then under your sequences, you are going to create a sequence called Lesson 6. And we've seen that many times before. File, New, Sequence. Because I film in 60i, you're actually going to go, and the film is also done in AVC HD, you're going to go AVC HD, 1080i, AVC HD, 1080i 30/60i. Under there, that you're going to name that as lesson number 6. This film, when we first started out, that we were editing 3D film, and therefore this lesson 2 has a left-right eye on it, and I wanted to make sure we didn't deviate from the fact that this guide is for both 2D and also 3D footage. So we're going to have to go get that Vision 3 Inc. S3D plugin again, and once again we go to Effects, we go to Vision 3 Plugins, and we drag that over, and here we are. Because we have a side-by-side film, we don't really have to do anything differently, even though on the one lesson regarding the stabilization, we had to render a separate left-right eye. We will pick the left eye, and that's where our editing is. So I'm going to wind up just collapsing all of these file structures to just have a cleaner screen in front of me. So now what I want us to do is go to the Sapphire Edge tools. Those are under Video Effects, and all of the effects are organized in alphabetical order. So we'll go down until we wind up getting to the S tools, and that's where we're going to wind up having the Sapphire Edge filters. It's right here. And Sapphire Edge is a different package from GenArt Sapphire, and we'll just wind up expanding this, and we're going to go and bring onto the clip the effect called SE_film style. So I'm going to collapse the S3D plugin, and what happens in here is they have various pre-programmed, preset templates that adjust all of these values. So you go, well, gee, I got to play with all these sliders. How am I going to figure it out? And you'll notice that it did change the film slightly. If we turn this off, that's our original film. Well, what's cool about this is that you can click on this little box here that says Load Prefix. And what it does is it brings up this screen which has got all of these pre-programmed looks already done for you that you can also modify and change the way that you like them, and you can adjust the views to make them smaller or larger, whatever way that you want to wind up viewing this particular screen. They have them broken down by industry, but what they basically have is 132 preset looks. And I kind of like a couple of these looks. One is Arid. You just click on that look. It shows you what it's going to look like, and you load it, and it just puts a little more purplish tint to it. These things are really kind of cool. They're fun. They're fast. They're really enjoyable to mess around with. And let's say we go to Fragrant Canopy. Once again, I'll pick that particular look, and you can see that it's changing all these parameters which are in these categories that come up with different various looks. Because once again, when you're doing your film, you're an artist. And I want to make sure that that's one of the things you understand, is that the film doesn't necessarily have to look exactly the same. In fact, you're an artist. This point kind of dawned on me when I got my powerful underwater lights, and before I'd been filming for about a year without lights, and before that I'd been scuba diving for 3 years without any camcorder at all. And when I went down to the reef and flashed those lights on the reef, that's when I began to realize the magnificent colors these natural wonders contain. The majority of the people are swimming around underneath the water and they don't have lights, and they're at 80 feet. We're actually color correcting the film with lights, and that's why we're getting the great colors to come back. The vast majority of scuba divers, they have really no idea what the coral actually looks like because they're not using a light, and you don't really see the beauty and the natural wonder that God's created related to these coral reefs unless you actually put a very strong light on them. You click on the preset, and then under the preset you can go and find all these different sort of templates. And what's also nice is they also have a sign in to FX Central, where they have a whole other set of different prefix you can hunt for and download at the GenArt site. It's really great. Let's try Lilac Caris. So I'm going to wind up loading this, and once again it's giving a different tone to it. So you don't have to go through and wind up adjusting all these controls to wind up getting various different tones to your film. It's really a film style made for Adobe Premiere Pro or whatever package winds up accepting this plugin. Pick another one, and I just wanted to do something fun that doesn't require a tremendous amount of concentration and mental energy, because I know some of these lessons that we've gone over, they are extremely intense as we're going through these concepts, especially related to matting. I wanted all of you to have fun with these, and as part of the great deal that GenArts has actually put together as part of this package of the tools we use, they have included Sapphire Edge and the 2 or 3 tools we use from GenArts Sapphire to wind up giving you these tools which are there. As far as some of the things that you're able to do with this product, have a fun time, play around with it, you'll really enjoy it, and just let your experimentation go for you to see some of the different color schemes you may have, and that may spark something inside your brain to really begin to explore how to use colors to make an expression of the type of film that you want to do. That's it for Sapphire Edge. I think it's film looks, and I think it's pretty straightforward about what this program does, and we'll just go forward from there.